What up? We're back in business. This one's going to be, I don't know, maybe a little bit of a long one. We'll see. We'll see. So we're going to talk about this knife deck. I got it from the letter store. It is a KS2, the Stoli shape. So this is the shape. It resembles a Ford Dolan, if you have one of those. I have one of those. The Dolan's a little bit shorter and a little bit more round on the nose, where this is like a true gun surfboard almost. And I really like it. This is probably the first shaped deck that riding it either way, I can do what I need to do without like having to think it. So the specs are 33 by, I don't fucking know, probably 99. This is it up against a false alarm. And they're about the same height. The false alarm is just a little bit longer. And then the wheelbase, this is on a new mold for false alarm. This is not a long mold. The wheelbase is the exact same. Ooh. There you go. Maybe a tad bit longer in the knife. So, a tad bit longer in the knife. And these are running the same exact trucks. These are Levi G4s. And on this deck, I have Ill Pill Big Pills, which I'm pretty sure are a 9mm wheel. Put them up against these Joy Colt XLs. And you can see, yeah, they're quite bigger. These might even be 9.5s. Easily the biggest wheel I have. For some reason, these were somewhat hard to find. And then I found them and they started to come back in stock. So if you like big wheels, these also have like a slim contact patch. Not as slim as a Classic or Classic XL Joy Colt, but more along the lines of like a Legacy R from Labs. If you have a set of those, they're pretty comparable as far as shape. These bearings in here are super good. I mean, they're Ill Pills, super smooth. Yeah. So, can't go wrong. We're going to compare it to this Woob. And these are Zaneshits. And this board is crispy as fuck too, I'm not going to lie. This is an amazing setup. This thing skates so fucking good. It almost skates like this false alarm. I don't know why, because the Woob has some kicks compared to the false alarm. The false alarm is like flat. But the Woob is, I would say, pretty low to mid, more on the low side. I've seen boards getting like higher and higher. And they're still like mid to high. But I feel like this is a little bit on the lower side. But still has the dips. So it's kind of like a mid in that respect. It's not flat. This reminds me of a Presto, or even this Panic. I think this is a Type 3, or I could be wrong. It's the low mold. But yeah, going back to this, we'll put these wheels side by side. These are Zaneshit large on the Woob, which is going to be on the bottom. And you can see just how much bigger those Ill Pill wheels are. They're like monster truck wheels. Wheelbase to wheelbase, the Woob to the knife. Again, the knife is going to beat it out by just a tad longer. Not by much. And really, if they had the same exact wheels, they could be the exact same. But I think the wheel, since the wheel's a little bit larger, it's showing that little bit of overlap. And then we'll put it up to this Panic. And again, all these boards have the same exact trucks. They're all Li-Fi G4s. Nothing crazy. But I do really like the way they ride. On the Woo, I will put either Jindies on it or BRTs. But this knife, I'll probably just keep the way it is. So you can see the wheelbase is a lot longer than the Panic. But what is weird is when you're actually riding it, it feels just like the Dolan, where it's like very compact. But with these kicks where they are, and I feel like these angles, to me, this looks mid to high. But it doesn't feel that way when you ride it. It feels good. The kicks are in a perfect position to really just get your tricks down super buttery. I mean, it doesn't take any time to get used to this deck. And the kicks are very forgiving, so they're medium to high. More on the medium side, but when you're comparing it to something like this false alarm, I mean, it looks pretty high. So they also have, a KS1 model. I don't have that model, so I can't do a side-by-side comparison for the kicks for you guys, but I'll try to get one in the future and do a little side-by-side comparison. But overall, this board surprised me quite a bit, truthfully. Excuse me. Knife is super hyped. I would say knife is more hyped than Woob. People are buying knives like they're growing out of style. And if you get it off the internet from a drop, it's $48. And I got this at the leather store for $51.98. So I think that was tax or store charge or whatever. But for $48, this is a great board. The graphic is sick. It's way brighter in person. I don't know if this is screen printed or run through a heat fucking thing with a graphic, but it's super clear on the graphic. It's not all muddied up. Like some graphics can get a little muddy. This one isn't too muddy, but this is the muddiest one I have. And this is the Panic Sniper series. Super sick. I love this deck to death. This is my main deck that I ride every single day, no matter what. And I ride Rip Tape on it, which is crazy because there's a lot better tapes than Rip Tape, but I thoroughly enjoy Rip Tape. It's just I grew up riding Rip Tape, so it's fun for me. So that's the gist of it with the knife. It's a lot better than I expected it to be. When things become hype, people are buying them just because other people have them. Like Mint FB says, fear of missing out, FOMO. That shit is real. Surprisingly, I haven't had a knife since they came out. I had one right when they came out, and of course traded it for a bonk, and then traded that bonk for a woob. So I held out through all these drops because I knew it was just super crazy hype. And I told myself, if I ever run into a shop or somebody that has one in person, I'll buy one. And Letter is my closest store. I mean, it's like a 30-minute walk to get to the Letter store for me. So when I figured out that they were gonna have to do the collab and store demo, pretty much is what it would be in skateboard terms, I had to hop on one, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I got the shape that I got because I thoroughly enjoy it. I have a lot of popsicles. I have a decent amount of shape decks too, but this is truly a shape deck that performs like a popsicle. It's not too fucking crazy in dimensions where it's like a one-trick pony. You can ride it backwards if you want to. It's not going to be impossible to do. So shout out Knife. The deck gets an approval from me. It might be the highest kicked board that I have. No, that Fly Swatter probably is, but I don't have that with me. If I did, I'd put it up next to me, or next to it. But it's at my mom's house in my big box of setups. So I hope this gave you a little bit more information, a complete breakdown and review about what I think, what I like about it. Like I said, it has a little bit of a longer wheelbase, but when you're riding it where the kicks are and the degrees of the kicks, where the pockets are and the degrees of the kicks, it makes it feel pretty cozy, pretty, like not too tight and small, but enough where you can, you feel like it's just enough room where if you flick, you're gonna get a perfect flick. Some decks are long where you're like a false alarm long mold. When you start riding that, you have to learn how to flip that deck because it's so long. Your usual finger placement kind of has to spread apart a little bit more, and then you're like arching more. Where this knife is pretty in the pocket. So, digging it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it helped you out. If you get a chance to get one, I would. If I can get another knife off the knife drop, I will. But is it worth going to black market and spending $100 and some? That's up to you. I mean, if there's a certain graphic that you want and you can't find it anywhere and you can't get any of the drops, then it might be a good idea. I mean, the decks are really good. They're not trash. So it's not like it's just super hyped and trash. Like people buying Supreme decks for, $400 and then, they go to ride it and realize it's just a regular skateboard. Yeah. It is a regular fingerboard. There's nothing crazy. There's no carbon fiber in it. There's no split plies. It's meant to be ridden. So that's my 2 cents on it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace.